Good evening, everybody. We're the Cool Rekz team, and if you don't already know, I'm Dave. This is Ant, and tonight's video we're going to look at Ant's guitars and pedal equipment setup, and we're going to go through what kit he's got and how we get the Cool Rekz sound. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions of Ant first. Well, no, let's start by first. You just want to go through your guitars first, shan't we? And then I'll ask you some questions later about it. So. Pick your first guitar you had, the first one you played.
Well, the first one I had, I've got rid of it now. It was just a cheap £70 bass from Amazon. It wasn't too bad actually. It sounded okay, but it was really heavy and clunky. The neck was thick, body was thick.
What brand was it? Can you remember the brand?
OYPLA, Oopla.
Okay, not one that springs to mind, but
yeah, no.
But it
came with a bag, spare strings, adjustment, the adjustment. I didn't want to spend a lot of money because I didn't know whether I was going to stick it to it, whether I was going to, but and then I actually sold it. I'm not tremendous. I mean, you always say to me, well, you're going to sell that now. You got another one, and blah blah blah. I'm not tremendously good at selling things on.
No, I know the feeling.
So I'm an accumulator of crap, unfortunately, sometimes. But I did sell that, so I can't talk about that. But
okay.
It was okay for the money, it really was. But as I say, the neck was thick, it was difficult to get up and down it. When you're learning an instrument, it just made it more difficult. It felt like my hands were not big enough. And so I got rid of that, and then I bought the Fender Squire.
Yeah.
Which
do you want to show the
which was a considerable step up. I've been playing it a lot recently actually. That's probably through laziness because now we're doing gigs. The guitars come back and
I'm going to hold it up. Let's let the punters see see it in its glory.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Nice guitar. Leicester City blue.
That's right. I mean, and I did actually buy it because of the colour as well.
Always get a guitar because of the colour.
Yeah. And we have no sound at the moment, unfortunately, and I'll sort that out in a second. You check see if the amp's on.
Yeah.
Is it making a noise? On really low sometimes.
Right now.
Yeah, make it go up a bit higher. That'll do.
Okay.
Yeah, so, sorry, we're not tremendously good video bloggers, unfortunately. Hopefully our talents lay in other areas. But yeah, so if I just adjust this camera a little bit. Yeah, so I bought this. How much did this cost me? I think I paid about £250 for it, which isn't too bad really. It's Fender's, obviously cheap, Far Eastern made guitars, but as I say, because we've been doing gigs quite a lot, and because I have them on the wall normally, I just can't bother to get the other guitars out the back, which is a bit rubbish really. But it plays really nice. And I noticed, but even again, this isn't the most user friendly. I mean, the bridge is fairly chunky, but it's nowhere near what the older guitar was. So it's got a lovely sound. You got the three pickups. Which I've never really worked out how to utilise these really. I'm still learning quite a lot really, but I mean, but again, it's just a nice guitar to play. What you'd expect from Fender really. So this is pretty much the guitar that I learnt the bass on. To be fair. And it was a lot easier. If I'd have been learning on the other one, it would have been really difficult. Well, it would have been a lot more difficult. Coming in and out, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just your boards. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that for now.
Okay, so yeah, so this was my first
for
guitar.
So, you want to move on to
I'll move on to the second one. Then I don't know why actually I decided to buy another guitar.
It becomes a habit. When a man's never got enough guitars. Well, a bloke that can play.
Well, yeah.
If you don't play, then that's a
we
bit
know
weird,
some
but
people that have them and don't play them, don't
yeah.
we? But,
it's a bit weird.
so my second guitar is really my go-to guitar. It's my favourite guitar.
This is the workhorse.
Yeah, it's the bass that I wrote the songs that appear on our first album, The World's Gone Mad. Wrote my first song on here, which was The World's Gone Mad, funnily enough. This is just a beautiful guitar. It's an Ibanez SR 300 series. This wasn't much more. It was just under £300. But again, it's got a really thin neck. It's got dual pickups. Very light to play, very thin. The thing is, I've played this guitar so much now that I'm going to make a really ridiculous comparison now, but I was watching a documentary the other day about the Battle of Britain, and they were talking about the difference between the Spitfire and the Hurricane, and the pilot said you flew a Hurricane. He said, but with a Spitfire you felt like you were getting in it and strapping it on your back, and this is how I feel about the guitar. If I've got something difficult to play, if it's a particularly challenging bass line, I'll always go to this. I find this is the easiest guitar to play on.
This is the go-to one.
Yeah. This is what I'll primarily gig with.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool as well.
It is a nice looking guitar, yeah.
I like the tones it comes out with. I think with the pedals that I use, I think I get a better response from this Ibanez than I do some of my other basses. I'm useless at playing the guitar when I'm sat down. This is a bit loud, isn't it? I mean, stuff in your books, for example, it just feels so right playing. I've got a pedal on. Sorry, can you set the pedal to A0? Sorry, that's why it's growly. It's on the
Which one, sorry?
Zoom. A0.
Oh, yeah, okay. There is a quick way of going through these, isn't there? That's it. There you go.
It just sounds really good, and especially when you're in the middle of the fretboard. I just think the response is. So can you turn the blue and the green pedals off? That's the delay and the reverb. Yeah, I think I need to replace them because they started creating a horrible click. Yeah, that's better.
That's just the way you go, just haven't got a setup on.
Yeah, it's got 3 powers. It's got a 3-way switch here. That's a normal. I don't know what they are. I don't actually know what they are. I know the top one all the way up is Ibanez's power extra oomph setting. But it's just an all-round great guitar, and it's in need of a clean.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. I've nicknamed it Julian after Julian Cope, because he was a bassist. I don't know whether you knew
No,
that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
that. I never knew him as a singer.
Yeah,
You know, he
yeah.
played bass. Ah,
yeah. He plays guitar as well, but he has played.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What, would he play bass in the Teardrop Explodes?
I think he did at one point, and when he was in a band with Pete Warren
Or the Mighty War?
and
Yeah.
Ian McCulloch,
Yeah.
they're called the Crucial Three.
Right.
I think he played bass in that.
Right.
So his background's in bass.
I didn't know that. Oh.
I think the bass on the Teardrops first album, I thought was excellent.
That's him playing.
I don't think it's him playing, no, but
No,
it's
it might be.
I think he wrote the songs. So
Anyway, do you want to? Should we go on to your next?
Yeah.
Your next instrument in your arsenal.
the next one I bought, and again I can't really tell you why I bought it. I just like the idea of it. Was these are probably horribly out of tune, I'm afraid. So. This is a fretless. It's unbranded. I bought this one geared for music. I forget what it's called now. If it's Chicago or something. But again, this again cost about £250–260. I know you were a bit nonplussed. She says, "Well, how do you know where to?" But I think one of the reasons I bought it, and again I bought this fairly early on.
What do you like?
I'm not very good at guitar maintenance. I'm not very good at getting rid of fret buzz and things like that, which is an issue we'll talk to you in a minute. And obviously, if you haven't got any frets, what are you not going to get?
Yeah,
fret buzz.
No.
But
It's quite high action. The look of it, that is.
Sorry.
Quite a high action on the look of it.
Yeah, again,
Like a double bass.
I've hardly played it. To be
Yeah.
honest. I don't think it's that high actually, but you talk to aficionados and experts of the bass, and they said, you know, it's definitely got its place. The bass on Paul Young's "Wherever I Lay My Hat" is a fretless bass.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that. Remember their play. Yeah. I remember that
And whilst I think it's a rubbish song and he's a rubbish artist, in my opinion, well, it's just not my music.
Yeah.
The bass is very good on that. But again, this is a nice. Again, it's a nice guitar to play, and you know it's. Sorry, I'm in and out again, aren't I? Why is that going in and out? Is it because you got it on really low volume?
Might be some of your effects. Don't worry. For the purposes of this video, we can hear it for now. So we'll have a look at your soundboard later.
Yeah. So really have an excuse for getting this really. But I don't know. I think I get more experienced and do some more experimentation. It might find its place, but I like it. So that was that one. And again, I mean, I always liked the idea of an acoustic bass. I saw Kurt Smith from Tears for Fears playing an acoustic bass, and I just like the sound of it. And
It's nice.
again, this is another one from Geared for Music, I think. Again, this was about £280–290. Disappointed with this actually. I mean, I bought it because I just thought it looked so cool. It's a heavy guitar actually, considering it's a hollow bass, and it's very neck heavy. You have to be careful. You can't let go of the guitar when you're wearing it. But I've just got bridge. It's a bridge buzz. It's not on the frets, and I've not messed about with these screws actually, but I think it's very poorly made if I'm being honest.
Maybe just wants to set
But
it.
once it's plugged into an amp, you can't really hear the buzzing. But this is the one. This is the one. There's one. I don't know how to put this. The Ibanez is what I used to record What's Gone Mad. Apart from Luxor, which I recorded on this, which I think just sounds lovely. I'm not very good at articulating why I think this guitar is right over another one, but it just sounded right. I don't know whether you can hear the buzz.
A little bit, but not because that's You're
so, and I just cannot play sitting down. I see people
Yeah.
play it, I just can't.
No.
So that's why I was a bit.
Yeah.
But again, I just still think that sounds lovely. You know, if I had a big van, I would take this to gigs just for looks.
Yeah.
But the Ibanez copes with it fine. But so I think certain songs, and a song that may see the light of the day in the future called One Day, the demo that I've recorded of that is on this again. It's heavily toned out, and this is just a flat tone, but it does sound. I think it sounds really nice.
Nice, yeah.
So
Maybe a set.
but I mean, I undid the saddle, took this the bridge off, but it's these pickups where you can hear the vibration. It sounds so bad now.
It sounds okay, you know.
Yeah. But I do like it, and I think it looks good. I know you shouldn't buy guitars on looks, but
it does help. Like cars.
Well, I wouldn't know. If you look inside, there, look, it's not particularly well made, is it? If you just look inside there, look, see the wood.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
Yeah, but it sounds. If it sounds good and plays good.
Well, that's it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's that one. And then finally, the latest edition, which is only a few weeks old. I've wanted one of these guitars for a long time. I never thought I would own this particular guitar because it's very valuable. I won't bore people with how I managed to get it brand new, super cheap, but I did. And this is my Sterling by Music Man Stingray. It's the preferred instrument for a lot of bassists, actually. This is a Matoba fretboard. I was reading up on Matoba, I think it's called. Jetoba, sorry. It's a replacement wood for rosewood, which they had to start diversifying because rosewood stocks were seriously being depleted. And Jetoba's now become very popular amongst professional musicians, and they'll quite often prefer the Jitoba, but this is you can tell it's just so well made. My only issue with it is the humbucker pickup, which I'm not a particular fan of, and it's a similar situation to. No, that's all right actually. The two screws here, the screw here on the two screws here on the pickup, I have to position my thumb right in between them, otherwise it doesn't rest very well.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
I looked at a lot of people who play a Stingray or a bass with a humbucker pickup, and they'll rest the thumb on the corner of the pickup there. I just find it horrible. So
What's right for you, isn't it?
I play this on our first two songs in our last gig, Girls and Mr. Positive, and Mr. Positive because that's on the E and D strings anyway.
Yeah.
Girls isn't, but it's just you've got to get used to getting it back in the right place on the bridge. That's my only thing about the Stingray is the humbucker pickups, but there's no denying what it sounds like. It's just amazing, really. I just think that sounds. It's just a really nice, clean sound, and I'm very pleased with this. Oh, I've still got the cellophane on the what's this called again?
Scratch plate.
The scratch plate. That's right. Yeah. Why is it called a scratch plate?
Because I think your nails can catch it and scratch it.
So that's the only reason.
Yeah. Leave that.
That just proves it. Can't leave it on now, can I?
No.
But yeah, so yeah, they're my 5 basses.
Okay.
So what do you want to ask?
Well,
Over and above that.
the one you find easiest to play is your Ibanez, do you think? Is that the one you easiest to play?
But I mean,
Is it the one you like to be?
that's the one I've played the most. So that's
Yeah.
probably why.
Is that the one you think's got the best sound? Or they're all different?
I think the humbucker rivals it, but
Yeah.
I don't think the humbucker's that much better than
No.
the Ibanez. And
Of course, it's all about
this
your effects
guitar is
and
4
amp as well.
times more expensive
Yeah.
than the Ibanez.
Yeah. A bad guitar through good effects and an amp will sound better than a good guitar through bad effects and an amp. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's all. You got to think. You got 3 things in your chain: your guitar, your effects, and your amp, and all 3 are a factor.
Yeah.
So,
But,
but I think modern day instruments. I don't think you. I think.
I mean, and I wouldn't
precious
particularly
about
bought this colour, to be honest with
Playability.
you. I'm more of a dark. They do a lovely crimson red Stingray with a white scratch plate. That's really nice. But I mean, that wasn't going for the price that this was.
No.
So, but I'm very happy with this. And again, I've just got to get used to it, to be honest with you. Yeah, the Ibanez definitely. It just feels a part of me when I put it on. It just doesn't feel like I'm got an instrument.
It's nice, yeah. So, do you want to look at your pedal board next? Do you want to keep it plugged in? We can.
Yeah.
we can play
Okay.
some pedals.
Right.
If you give.
I have got another webcam, so we could have switched, but it was
It's all right.
playing
we
up.
can just,
So
if you give me that. Right. Okay. I'll try and hold this steady.
right. I think you probably lean forward so they can see the pedals a bit
Yeah.
better, David.
Yeah, that's the pedal board.
I'll bring it a bit closer to you.
Yeah, that's his pedal board. There it is. Look at that. That's a pedal board of a bassist, if ever there was one.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps any watchers could comment on the signal chain.
Yeah. Just run through it briefly.
It does need. It it does need looking at. I've got certain tones that I use, so on Mr. Positive, I can't get a clean tone out of.
No.
Because another pedal is affecting it. But we'll start with the first one then.
So you're in there.
This is the mono synth. This is the only bass specific pedal that I own.
There we go.
Ooh, this is very loud.
Yeah.
You've turned it right up.
I had to.
No, it's because my...
That's alright.
I wrote The World's Gone Mad with the... Well, we started off, didn't we? When I first wrote The World's Gone Mad, it was a very laid back, slow
different
number.
kind of song. Very different song.
It just sounded...
Yeah. It was a very slower, lazy kind of thing. Those two glorious D and C notes. That was it. And then you brought in your synth and get fat in the
one
sound.
day, and again I was looking, I was just experimenting, and I put the mono synth on, and this is the X fade setting, and suddenly we got this. Isn't quite working.
Well, it's yeah. So do you want to look at your next pedal then? The rest of the chain.
So that's the most expensive pedal on the board. It was over £100.
Yeah.
To say it's the only bass specific pedal I've got. Again, I was looking at the board aesthetically really, and I wanted all the pedals to look the same. And I'm not sure that again that's the best criteria in which to select pedals.
Wow.
But a lot of my other pedals are Donner pedals. They're again Far Eastern company. They produce very cheap pedals. But next in the chain is the compression. Are you aware what the compression does?
It compresses it. Well,
For bass.
It's the same as it does 6-string actually. It
Yeah,
compresses the signal down wide.
Yeah,
down,
and it
basically.
does. It does tidy the signal.
Sounds a bit, yeah. Cons about that a bit. It fattens it out a bit. So if you turn it off, it gives you a bit more bass. I think bass, if you know what I mean. It fattens it out, kind of thing. It's probably the best way to describe it. As you, okay. So that's the next one you've got is. What's your next?
That's a wah-wah pedal,
So try
allegedly.
Try it.
It doesn't do anything.
No.
But I mean, it depends. You see, they've called this the dynamic wah.
Yeah.
But really, it's an envelope pedal.
Right. Play it. Just
There's not a well. Okay, we'll turn it off first.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll play Mr. Positive, where
Yeah.
I'll use what I consider a wah-wah setting.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay. Let's put it on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, you've twiddled all the knobs. It's
Yeah.
done virtually nothing, hasn't it?
No.
And I can't rule out it's because it's in a chain with all
Might
the other
be,
pedals,
yeah,
so I'm going to
yeah.
individually just go through each pedal.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, I have followed convention, and
Yeah.
it's in the right place in the signal chain.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try the next. Try your
Next one's a bluesy one, which again just
bit of a
gives it a bit of a growl.
bit of a drive, yeah.
So
that's that one.
We've got some issues here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I usually try the toggle switch, David.
Yeah.
That's better.
Okay.
So it gives you a bit of a growl, but I
Yeah.
normally have that in conjunction with the next pedal,
Yeah.
which is
Well,
a distortion
well,
pedal. So
turn
I'd
that
leave
one
that
off.
on.
Okay, we'll try the dark.
Yeah, try it on its own. Right?
Okay,
That's the
play
dark
clean,
mouse.
play clean, yeah.
Yeah. Which is again, you have to be so just before
That's just for
I do.
turn it on. That's that, yeah. And then if you put your
But if you turn the main knob up on the dark mouse,
Yeah.
that'll give us more of a
Yeah.
growl.
Go on then. Yeah. Okay. Let's turn them two off. Let's explore the next one, which is this one. That one.
Yeah, that's an octave pedal.
I play that.
There's a lot of variance in this. I use this pedal to write the song one day. In fact, most of the pedals are switched on one day, but that really does give. That's the main ingredient in the.
That there is your multi-effects unit. You're also using your chain, but we'll come to that
Yeah,
later.
yeah. No matter what pedals I'm using, there's always a setting on the zoom.
Yeah.
But it just gives like an organy sound.
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
I like
This
that.
is the one day. So I'm in the wrong key. So.
That's
So, the position of the frets is different on this to the Ibanez. So sometimes I'm in the wrong place on the fret, but I'm so used to playing that, so you have to be careful. But yeah, again, that's got a lot of different settings on there, which I really do need to play with, to be honest with you.
Okay, let's go to you one. Let's go over here. This one.
Well, we're not speaking about the zoom.
Oh, do you want to go, I think I want to go on the zoom last because is that last in your chain zoom, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah, I think you
okay,
just
yeah,
sort of
yeah,
go
yeah, yeah,
round
yeah,
your pedals.
yeah.
Okay, do you want to rock this?
This
one?
is a new pedal which my kids bought me for Christmas. That's a fuzz pedal.
Okay, I'll listen to that.
So what should I play for the fuzz pedal?
I like that. But
It might actually sound good on Black Dog. Actually, let's try it
Yeah.
for Black Dog.
Put a bit of distortion on. There we go, look. That's how you put your pedals in and out. Yeah. I do like that dog.
Turn them
man.
both on again.
There's a lot of. Okay, let's try your flanger pedal then. Let's try.
This flanger, you can do lots of weird
Go
and
on
wacky things. I call it the space
Play clean,
pedal.
play clean.
Again, my kids bought me that for Christmas, so
Play clean. Play it clean.
so clean. It's
Okay, let's put the flange on. Okay. Use that flanging effect.
Should sound a bit more wet. Try the toggle switch again, there, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What setting's this? On the toggle.
That back way, but I can't see what that is.
I know that, but what is it?
Normal.
Normal?
You've
What's the
got
one above then? Is that hyper or something?
Filter.
What's that setting?
Filter. You've got filter in normal.
Filter. So leave it on the filter then.
Okay.
I've not really done a lot with them. I haven't really been writing songs since I got those pedals.
So what we got next? What's that one?
So that's a tremolo. Again, I have that on most of the time. That's just a really nice, warm.
Let's have a listen to that. This one, what's your
chorus?
Let's try that. That's a nice pedal.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that a new one?
when you talk to a lot of bass players, they say, well, what are the main pedals that you should have? And they always say, chorus is the main pedal you should have, and I rarely use it, to be honest with you.
I'll play for that.
But should I have it clean?
Yeah.
We'll have it clean first. So what should I play?
Just pick anything. Fix it nice. Try your next one.
That's the edge pedal.
Okay, try that then.
You'll have to turn that main knob up to get at it. These
Is that a delay?
interfere so much now, but
just go around the centre. Okay, and the next one?
this is Reverb.
Okay.
Again, I tend to have that on for most.
What's that one there?
That's a noise gate.
Okay.
That should be at the end of the at the end of the chain actually.
Leave that on.
Yeah, we just go in there next. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you turn that off for a start first, and then we put some of these pedals on.
Yeah.
You're not going to get any feedback.
Put you on. You want to go on A0 clean through your zoom. Noise gate on.
So yeah, there's not that much noise.
It cuts a little bit out. It depends what you're having on before.
Yeah, yes. Put the noise gate on, it just cleans it up. And we had no end of problems with that, didn't we? When we first I didn't even know what a noise gate was. That's a very cheap noise gate, but it's a very good noise gate.
Yeah.
It worked excellently.
I use a noise reduction. My pedal board's a virtual one, as you know, and I use a noise gate in mine. Playing loud distorted, it's quite a good idea to have one. flanger.
Oh, the flanger. I mean the green ones are.
Okay, do you want to go through your zoom multi effects then? Let's see. If you turn all these off.
To keep the compression on. That's the first one next to the mono synth.
That one.
Yeah.
Let's go through your zoom settings.
Yeah,
multi effects.
this is just an amazing pedal. You got me onto this, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got one myself from our bass, which is over there.
Yeah, the new one's out now.
The left-handed one.
Yeah, it looks a lot. It looks.
Yeah, they've superseded that one.
Yeah, I might look at that at some point in the future, but this is just excellent. I mean, my only argument with the zoom is I don't think that's a true. That's supposed to be. That says UK groove, and we assume that that's just the clean.
Yeah, in the manual, it's got all what they do, all the settings.
Yeah, but there isn't a clean setting, and you can't turn it off.
Well, you can go into tuner mode. Tuner bypasses it, doesn't it? I think.
Well, does it? I mean,
it does, but A noughts are fairly clean. Yeah, A noughts are fairly clean settings. So.
This is our tune. But yeah,
and you know what I mean. You've got loads of different effects on there. So.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the tone I use for girls. So.
Do you have any other pedals on with that?
Blue and green one together. Delay, the reverb.
Oh, them two.
Yeah.
It's quite unusual to have multi-effects in a chain with pedals as well. Normally you have one or the other, but I can see, yeah.
Yeah, I don't normally have. I normally have this somewhere there, but that sounds.
Yeah, I've just been tweaking.
Yeah.
You know all the type of sound on it. I like that. Yeah. I mean, it'd take you all night to go through all your settings on your B1, but there's just a very.
Yeah. A6 is. It's called Fat Sin, but that's the wah wah.
Yeah, it's meant to be a guitar.
But it just keeps going in and out, doesn't it? I don't know what the problem is with it. It says.
Yeah, maybe look at the programming of that setting.
Take them two pedals off. It's a bit better with those off.
Yeah. It may be the pedals you've got, the virtual pedals in that.
Strangely enough, it's a lot. You get a better signal the lower down the fretboard you go. I don't know what it is. And I find if I strum it really hard,
it's probably it's might be through the frequencies. I don't know. You'd need a proper look at it.
So, but I mean, after noise gate, that's just a looper pedal. I can never remember how that works. I haven't used it for a while now, but again. Limited use for a bassist, but I used it when I was writing One Day, because in One Day I do what like as a bass filler in between the bass line. So I think one thing we need to explore is backing tracks for ourselves for live, because you know our songs lose quite a lot because we've got multiple guitars in the songs, and obviously you can only play one guitar live, but that closes the board. This is a vocal pedal, so nothing to do with the bass really. But yeah, that's the board. Some people say it's a bit over the top. It probably is, but you see, the thing is, that board's not just a board for performing live. That's for songwriting, and when you're writing songs, you want access to all the options, don't you? You know, so it's a heavy piece of kit to haul to gigs, but. I love it. So that's my pedal board.
Okay. So
What do you want to round off with? Any more questions?
Not really. I think you've gone through everything. So I think it's. Do you want to call that a night for tonight?
Yeah, just to let people know our shows that are coming up.
Yes, we've got some gigs coming up. Do you want to tell
we're
the
playing
listeners?
a private festival at the end of July, but then we're playing the Hind again in Leicester, opposite the train station, on Saturday, August 13th. Our third gig down there. Getting quite popular now, so that's given us a good grounding.
Get yourself down there. Get down there.
And then we've got our party, haven't we?
Yeah, yes, our birthday party.
Where we'll be playing live.
We'll reveal the location near the time.
Yes, because we don't want thousands of people.
No, we don't.
Crowd disturbances.
No.
Please like this video, it really helps us. I mean, we're trying to get the channel up and running. We need so many likes and views before it can get monetised, because at the moment, you know, we're not making a whole heap from what we've done, although we put
So we're having fun. We're having fun.
We spend a lot of money and a lot of effort.
It's fun.
And any musicians that might be watching this, you know what the deal is with revenues you get for songs and albums, and it just seems like we're making the songs and yet everybody else is doing nothing, wants us to pay them for the privilege of listening to them or of promoting them, and you know, it's tough. So if we could start to maybe get a little bit of revenue through the channel, we'd really appreciate that. Obviously we need to invest in better equipment and in a better presentation, but for now we hope you've enjoyed it. Follow us on social media, at Rekz on Twitter, although we don't do too much on there. Rekz on Instagram, Rekz on Facebook, and website under construction. And we'll have more news for you in the future and more videos. Next video will be, I'll be reversing it. We'll be talking about to David and his guitars, and going through his pedal board and his sort of thoughts. But that's for another video. But thanks for watching. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Good night. Good night.